Hey everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Bouncing Through Life. Most stories start at the beginning, but I'm going to start at the end, and we'll go back through the years in a bit. First of all, though, you're going to have to forget all of that Roadhouse, be nice BS. Being nice almost never worked. Also, some of the verbiage has been changed to meet YouTube standards. I was 46 years old and working at a small bar in southern Kentucky. The bar was kind of horseshoe-shaped in the center. It was college night, a Wednesday night. And I'm telling you, these are all the kids the parents paid extra money for so that they didn't come home during the summer, and their attitudes truly showed it. So it's wall-to-wall people, arrogant 20-somethings, and a fight starts. I muscle my way through the crowd, get to these two guys, and as happens sometimes, I became the target of both of them. They both started throwing punches and kicks. I got them both in headlocks and took them to the ground, waiting for the other bouncers to get through the crowd to help me out. Suddenly, somebody starts kicking me in the back of my head, just wailing on me. Finally, the other bouncers get there to help me out, and man, was I furious. I stood up and I shouted, "Who in the world was kicking me?" Everyone pointed and said, "It's that dude over there in the cowboy hat." Man, I grabbed a hold of him and dragged him outside the bar. We had a few words, but then he threw a punch. I put him to the ground immediately, jerked his boot off, and I hit him with it repeatedly the whole time, saying, "Don't you ever touch me again." I totally lost it. Fortunately, some friends split us apart. I go back inside and my head's bleeding where he was kicking me. A good friend of mine, Sally, a very beautiful and sweet girl, was tending to my injury. We never crossed any lines with each other, even though there was some form of love there. She asks in a concerned voice, "Why did I get into this kind of work?" I said, "Well, here's how it all started. So, here we go, folks." When I was in grade school, I was a straight A nerd. Totally book smart, never had a problem with that, but I was short and pudgy, and always got bullied. One day, a bully was picking on a mentally and physically handicapped kid, shoved him down to the ground, and made him cry. That was just too much for me. Even though I wasn't a fighter, I knew I had to do something about it. This other kid happened to be a pastor's son. So I approached him. I said, "Look, man, that wasn't nice. You need to go apologize to him." Although he wanted to fight, I had never been in a fight before. I didn't know what I was doing, but somehow I prevailed, but it was not pretty at all. A little bit later in the principal's office, they're calling our parents. And I prayed that my mom would answer the phone because my dad was super strict and would beat me down. You know, the study hard, get good grades, stay out of trouble kind of dad. 15 minutes later, my dad walks through that door, fuming, red in the face and his teeth grinding. He yells, "Boy, you better tell me what happened. And it better be the truth." The principal tries to intervene, but the old man shut him down. I told Dad the story as it happened. He said, "Boy, I mean, his teeth were grinding so hard now that they were smoking. That had better be the truth." I said, "That's the truth, sir. I promise." The principal suggested that I get suspended for 5 days and get a paddling. My dad looked at me, turned around to the principal, put his finger in his face and said, "If my boy misses 1 minute of school, or you lay one finger on him, I will come back here myself, and we're going to have a serious problem." He then turned to the pastor and shouted, "What kind of religion are you teaching in that church? Your own son shoving a handicapped kid?" He said, "Boy, let's go." So at this point, I still think I'm gonna die. The silence in the car alone was just killing me. Dad speaks up. He said, "You know, I don't like you fighting in school. That's bad to get into, especially so young. But you did the right thing defending that handicapped kid. That's how he was." Very blunt and to the point, he then added, "But don't make a habit of it." From that point on, I became the kind of person that defended the people against bullies that couldn't defend themselves. I was the person that intervened when I saw something wrong being done. And that led me to becoming eventually a bouncer part-time. I just enjoyed looking out for other people, like a babysitter for adult toddlers, I suppose. This video was just the introduction and my very first attempt. Ironically, currently at age 57, I am my 89-year-old father's caregiver and had to quit working to take care of him, still babysitting adult toddlers. This is my new endeavor to make ends meet, and I hope you'll keep stopping by for some awesome stories. The stories get longer and better from here. Thank you for listening.